Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a bracelet today, and I'm going to use some products that I got from Beebeecraft. In case you're not familiar, Beebeecraft is an online craft supply store. They have lots of beads and bindings and jewelry making supplies. If you have a channel and you have at least 100 subscribers, you can apply to be in their YouTube program and get products and do tutorials for them. I'll post a link in the description box below so you can check that program out if you're interested. They offer free shipping for orders over $25. I have a coupon code. It's Teresa10, and I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below. It'll save you 10% off your order if you make an order with them. I'll put links to all the Beebeecraft products I'm using in the description box below, along with links to the other tools and supplies I'm using, as many as I can find. And I'll also link the Beebeecraft homepage in the description box below. And here I have some 3x2mm white pearl luster plated rondelle beads that I got in my order that I made in May. These are some Miyuki 11-0 galvanized seed beads that I got in the order that I did in July. Got a little toggle clasp here. I've got some 8-0s here. These are Miyuki opaque dark red. I started to use a shinier bead because y'all know I like shiny, but I was afraid it was too hard to see, so I decided to use this opaque color. And then I've got some galvanized silver 15-0s here that I'm going to be using. I've got a size 11 beading needle here. I'm going to be using my 8-pound fire line and smoke. As far as tools, I'm just going to be using my chain nose pliers to flatten the thread to get it through the needle, and my scissors to cut my fire line. I think that's everything, so hold on, I'll get some of this out of the way and I'll be back. Okay, I've got some of my beads out here, and I've got my needle threaded, and I'm leaving about I've got a stop bead on here, and I'm leaving about a 10-inch tail to sew my clasp on later. I don't know that it'll take that much, but I always like to have enough. This is going to be St. Petersburg stitch, single St. Petersburg stitch. You can do double St. Petersburg stitch, and I will do that at some point in the future, but I wanted to start with single St. Petersburg stitch. This is a really easy, really beginner-friendly stitch. I don't know why I haven't done a video on it already. I did not invent this stitch. It's just a stitch. There's lots of videos out there showing how to do this, although I think the way I do it might be different than the way most other people do it. I have a tendency to do that. I'll learn a stitch, and then I'll start doing it, and I think I know what I'm doing, and I don't go back and watch the video, and then I end up doing something different than other people do. But the way I do it ends up getting the look I'm going for, so I guess it works out okay. So I'm going to pick up 5 of my 8-0s. Let me zoom in a little bit here. I'll bring them down here to my stop bead. Now I'm going to skip that first 8-0 and go up into the second and third 8-0. I'm going to pull my thread through, and that's going to put 3 of my 8-0s on one side and 2 on the other side. Now I'm going to pick up a rondelle. This will be, I guess you'd call it my embellishment bead, and a 15-0. I'll drop it down, and I'm going to go around that 15-0 and go through back through the rondelle, and those 3 8-0s and under the rondelle. Now I'm going to pick up another rondelle, and I'm going to go up these 2 8-0s. Now this first stitch is going to be a little bit different than all the other stitches I do, but and this part right here that I'm going to do is not something that everybody does. You don't have to do this, but I do a lot of reinforcing because I'm not a very tight beater. And even if you are a tight beater, this is a pretty loose stitch. So I'm going to go down these 2, back down these 2 8-0s. And I'm going to go across here and up these 2 8/0s to just tighten everything up a little bit. Pull it tight. Now I'm going to pick up 4 8/0s, drop them down here to my work, and I'm going to go back up the first 2 of those 4 8/0s. And that's going to set 2 8/0s next to 2 8/0s, and it's way away from what I've already got done. I'm just going to hold onto my thread and pull it down. Pull the beads down until they meet the beads I've already done here. Now I'm going to pick up a rondelle and a 15/0. Drop these down. I'm going to go back into the rondelle, back into 3 8/0s and under the rondelle. Pull my thread through. Now I'm going to pick up another rondelle, just a rondelle, and I'm going to go up these 2 8/0s. Now this is something that's, I think, different than what other people do. I think most people just put a rondelle down here, or whatever their accent bead is down here, without a 15/0. You don't have to put a 15/0 up here. You can go pick up your rondelle and go straight back down through your 3 8/0s. But I like to put that 15/0 there to hide my thread, especially since I'm using black thread against a white bead. And I just like to have that 15/0 there. I think it's kind of pretty. So, and I also want to have a 15/0 down here so that they'll match. Both sides will match. So I'm going to go back down these 2 8/0s because I want to reinforce anyway. And then I'm going to go over here, take my thread over across like this, and I'm going to go down this rondelle. And then I'm going to pick up a 15/0. And go back up the rondelle and back up those 2 8/0s. And that puts a rondelle on top of this 8/0 like it's on the top of this 8/0. I would have done that down here, but this is where I'm going to put my clasp. So that little 15/0 would have got in my way when I'm trying to put my clasp on, so that's why I didn't do that down here. So now I'm going to pick up 4 more 8/0s. I'm going to bring them down. And before I even take them all the way down to my other beads, I'm going to go back through these first two of the 4 I just picked up. Pull them down until they're next to each other, and then I'm going to pull them down against the rest of my beads. Pull it up tight. Now I'm going to pick up a rondelle. And like I said, right here, if you're not worried about hiding your thread, you can just go straight back down these 3 8/0s if you want to. But I want to hide my thread, so I'm going to drop it down and pick up a 15/0. Drop it down too. Well, I know I had a 15/0 there somewhere. Where did my 15/0 go? There it is. Okay, now I'm going to go around the 15/0, go back through the rondelle, back through the 3 8/0s and under the rondelle, pull my thread through, and you might wonder why I don't pick up a 15/0 and a rondelle here instead of going back around and putting my 15/0 on. But when you do that, your 15/0 is coming, you're coming out of that red bead there. It just doesn't look the same. But see, up here, they're separated, and the 15/0 is just on top of the rondelle. If you do that here, I'll do that here so you can see. If you do that here, that's what you get. It's not separated, and the 8/0 is not just sitting on top of the rondelle, and I want it to be sitting on top of the rondelle like it is at the top there. So I'm going to take this out, Take my 15/0 off. Now I'm going to pick up just my rondelle. Go back up these 2 8/0s here. Tighten it up. Now I'm going to go over here and go down these 2 8/0s. Take my thread over and go back down this rondelle. I'm going to pick up a 15/0, go back up the rondelle and the 2 8/0s. So now my 15/0 is sitting on top of my rondelle like it is up here. Now I'm going to pick up 4 more 8/0s. I'm going to bring them down here, and before I drop them all the way down, I'm going to find my first 2, because when you drop them all the way down, it's a little harder to find those first 2. It's not that hard, but I find it easier to do it this way. Set those 2 next to those 2, pull my beads down. Make sure to get turned around here and not twisted. Pull everything tight. Now I'm going to pick up a rondelle, a 15/0, drop these down, go back through the rondelle, and 3 8/0s and under the rondelle. I'm going to pick up a rondelle, go up these 2 8/0s. Now I'm going to go over here and go down these 2 8/0s next to the 2 I'm coming out of. Take my thread over and go down this rondelle. Pick up a 15/0. Go back up the rondelle and the 2 8/0s above the rondelle. Now I'll do one more and then I'll leave you alone. Pick up 4 8/0s. Bring them down. Go up the first 2. Push it all the way down to my work. Pick up a rondelle. And a 15/0. Drop this all down. Go back through the rondelle and 3 8/0s and under the rondelle. Pick up another rondelle. Go up these 2 8/0s. Go over here and go down these 2 8/0s. Take my thread over and go back down through this rondelle. Pick up a 15/0. Go back up the rondelle and the 2 8/0s above that rondelle. I can get my needle in there. It doesn't seem to want to go. There we go. So that's all there is to it. So I'm going to keep doing this until I get the length that I want. Of course, I'll minus my clasp. I think my clasp will probably take up about 1 inch. And when I get back, I will put the clasp on. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got the length that I want now. And I want to try to kind of make this side match this side before I put my clasp on it. And I'm not real sure how to do that, but I'm going to do the best I can here. I'm going to pick up 4 8/0s like I've been doing. I'm going to go back up through the first 2. Pull my beads down to my other beads. Now I'm going to pick up a rondelle, and I've got my 11/0s out here. I'm going to pick up 2 11/0s and one of my 8/0s and my clasp. I'm going to go back down this 11/0. Pull everything down tight here. Turn it around here so I'm not twisted. And I'm going to pick up 2 more 11/0s. I'm going to go down these 2 8/0s. And now I'm going to pick up another rondelle. And a 15/0. And now I'm going to go back up this rondelle and up these 2 8/0s. I think that's about the best I'm going to be able to do to get it to sort of look like the other side. Now I'm going to go back up these 2 11/0s, back through my clasp, back through the 2 11/0s and the 8/0 in my clasp. Or did I go through the 8/0? I don't know if I did or not. I don't think I did. Or I got wrapped around my clasp or something there. Yeah, I didn't go through the 8/0. No, I did. I just got caught around my clasp. Now I'm going to go through my clasp. I'm going to go back down the 8/0, 2 11/0s on this side, and the rondelle. And now I'm gonna, I guess I'll go down these 2. Take my thread over here and go up these 2. Back up these 2 11/0s and the 8/0. Back through my clasp. Back down the 8/0, the 2 11/0s above this rondelle and the rondelle. Back down these 2 8/0s. My thread over and go up these 2 8/0s. Up the 2 11/0s and the 8/0. Back through my clasp. Back down through my 8/0. 2 11/0s above the rondelle and the rondelle. But that's 3 times around my clasp. Now I'm just going to take my thread down through here and do 3 1/2-inch knots, and then on this side I'll just do the same thing. I'll just be coming out of the 8/0 and back down through the rondelle and sew around 3 times and end off my thread. And then I'll just go ahead and put my, well no, I started to say I'll go ahead and put my clasp on, but it'll be on because I'm sewing it directly on. So when I get all that done, I'll be back and we'll see what I've got. So I'll be back. Okay, so there's my St. Petersburg bracelet all done, my single St. Petersburg bracelet. You can keep going and make this into a real pretty necklace like that. And you don't have to use rondelles for your embellishment bead. You can use pretty much anything. You could use just another 8/0, a different color or the same color if you want to. You could use 2mm, 3mm. I think I've even used a 4mm bicomb before on the sides. If you do a necklace, you could use like maybe a little rondelle like this along the top and maybe a drop on the bottom, or a bigger bead on the bottom, which would make it curve, which, I mean, it doesn't really have to be made to curve. It looks pretty like that the way it is as a necklace, but if you wanted to use some drops in that way, you could do it on the bottom and maybe some little rondelles like this on the top. There's just lots of things you can do, use as your embellishment bead. And like I said, sometime in the future I will do a double St. Petersburg. I really like that better as a bracelet anyway. This is really pretty as a necklace, but as a bracelet I like the double St. Petersburg better. And like I said, if you decide to make an order from Beebeecraft, that coupon will save you 10% off your order if you make an order with them. I hope you all enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry, and I sell gift cards and extra beads and bindings that I have. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope y'all have a great day. Take care.